Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different cards, but they all use the same fold. It's just how you put them together. So this one's an easel card, so you've got a little stopper there. I've put foam pads underneath it to give it that dimension so that you can rest the top part against it. And it's just how you decorate them that makes them pretty, you know, and adds all that extra flair to them. So this is Hunky Dory cardstock. It's already pre-printed. It's very thick as well, but you can use whatever you like. You can use any size you like as well. So you could use square. And the good thing about it is if you've got card blanks, you can just use them and make one score and it's already done. So that's the first one. That's an easel card. This is a fold back card. Okay, so it's just like this, and you add your toppers in. When you've done your folds, the overhang can be across the other side of the card. It doesn't matter because of where it folds, so you can have them overhanging. So that's just a fold back card. And then finally we're doing a fold back gatefold card. So we've got a gatefold card there that closes like so, and then when the recipient opens it, they get all this lovely glorious look to it. So it's a very opulent card. I've put a card insert there. I've just cut it down and put it above the border, and that's nice for you to be able to write on. So you can do that with your cards as well. Any stash that you've got, if you're stampers, then just stamp away. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make these 3 cards. It's really easy, so you're going to love this one. So I'm going to show you the easiest one first. They're all easy, but this is only one piece of card. So let me just get my single piece, because I've got you out some card here, and I'm just using plain, and I'm not decorating them today because I'm just showing you the know-how so that you can get started, you know, and do them and decorate them as you like. My channel is all about the know-how. So this is an A4, so it's not quite 30 centimeters, but to score it in half, because it's a fold back, it doesn't matter if you do 7.5 and 15, which is nearly half. That's absolutely fine. So just work out what card size you're using. If you're using a card blank, then just fold one side of it in half and that's it. So 7.5 and 15, and then you fold it over. Give it a good score, depending on cardstock, how much you need to do. You should always do it, if you use it on top of the scoreboard, always do it vertically, otherwise you get like little jagged lines across it if you push too hard. And then this way, fold it back. So like I say, if you already had a card blank, you only need to put one score line in the front and fold it back, and then add your pattern papers on top of it. And this is the fold back card. That one is the lilac one here. So I've just added a topper over the edge. You can see I always find a way to hide my ribbon ends. By the way, I've got a tutorial on how I make my bows, so I'll link that in the description so that you can have a look at that if you haven't already. So that's all it is. It's just about decorating it. Add your toppers. I've done 3-dimensional toppers. I've put foam pad over it. Just be careful. Place your foam pad. Place your topper. Turn it over and make a little mark on your topper so that you know where to put your foam pads. You don't want them on this side because they'll stick to the back. Okay, so that's the easy one done. That's just our fold back. There you go, just a fold back. Now they're all going to be exactly the same folds. It's just how you're putting them together. So next we'll do our gatefold. So again, I'm going to do this one at 7.5 and 15. Then I'll take a second piece and do the same thing. 7.5 and 15. Now the only thing when you do the gatefold that you need to remember is if you've got a border pattern along here, then make sure that you're turning it around or even on the back so that you get your border all along the bottom. You better work that out, because as you can see here, they're going to get joined together. So if I had a border there, I'd be wanting to score this end, and because it's not a full 30 centimeters, what I would do is turn it over and then score 7.5 on the back and 15 on the back. And then that way I'd get my border around the right way, because you need to have the score lines on the left hand side on one and the right hand side on the other. So that's the only thing you need to remember with this one. So again, we're just going to fold this one into half and fold it back. And as you can see, it's exactly the same as the fold back card that we did first. And we're just going to join the 2 pieces of card together, and you'll have your gatefold, and then you can decorate them how you want. And again, I overlap them, which I'll show you in a moment. So just put tape onto one side. You can put it onto the back of the one that you've done, or you can just put it onto the front of where it's going to go. The only other thing you might have to do, depending on the card that you're using, is cut down a very small amount of this one that's going in. Just make sure that when you butt them up to the score lines, that this doesn't overlap. If this overlaps, then you might just need to make a little trim down that side, but it should be fine. Like I said, this is quite thick cardstock, so the fact that I had those few mil spare didn't really matter. Now you just need to line this up. Just make sure that the fold can happen. Okay, so don't go over, because the card won't be able to fold. So always pull back, make sure your fold can happen, and then line it up along the bottom, like so. Just do it slowly, it's fine. Just make sure it's nice and done, and then just fold it down, and there you are, your fold back card. I told you it was easy, and it is. Just got one more to show you, but before I do, we'll just recap on the one I made. So you can see that they split. I've got a top of this side and top of that side. So I've got foam pads on one half that side and foam pads on one half that side to give it dimension. And then I've just cut out some butterflies and pearls, and like I say, I've got the insert on the back there. So they just kind of interlock, if you like. So it's a really nice card and very easy to do. That's the best thing about it. So the final card, which is our easel card. So you've got two choices with this one. So you score it at 7.5 and 15 again, because we're using A4. Obviously it's in half and half again, so whatever size you're using. So we're going to score down there. Reinforce the score line, I should say. So we've got a 7.5 and our 15. Now with this one, it's folded back, but we're going to fold it in. So we've got our fold halfway. So if you had a card blank again, you still need to score halfway, but you're going to fold it in. So just fold that in and reinforce the score line that way. That's all you need to do for that. And then you can see, and it's really important to get the centre fold really nice and sharp, because all we've got to do is put a topper here to stop it from pinging up, and then that will be on foam pads. It needs to be raised. So you'll see on all the other cards, but the colour was fine. So if you're using pattern card, that's great. This one, you're getting the wrong side of the card. So we're going to take a second piece, and you've got two choices. So what I'm going to do is cut this down. Just bring in my trimmer. So I'm going to cut this one down to 7.5, because you remember we scored 7.5 and 15. So you get, like the one I made, I've just got a 7.5 there, and then I've made the topper go the full length of the card, sort of centralised it as I put it on. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll cut one at 7.5, and then we'll also cut one at 15. Sorry, oops, sorry, didn't mean to bash the camera there. All feeling a bit seasick now, aren't you? So 7.5 and 15. So you've got two choices. I just got that out of the way, and we can move this one as well. Actually, it's a bit noisy. So we can either just place that one on the front like so, and then we've got our fold up like I made, and then you just add your toppers, or you can go for a full length one like this, especially if you've done stamping or anything like that, and you would just glue the bottom half. So it's always best to put the tape on the card where it's going to go, not on the actual topper part, if you like, the next layer. Fold that down. So because I've made the half one, we'll go for a whole one. So if there was a pattern on here, you'd want the pattern to be at the bottom if you had a border or anything. And you're just going to line that up nice and carefully to make sure you can't see the white. I always get the bottom lined up, and then everything else falls into place. So now you can see you've got a much bigger card. Okay, so it's entirely up to you, and it looks the same as a folded card, except it's not, it's an easel. And the other great thing about this is you can have it vertical. I know you can't see very well with the camera, but you can have it vertical as well, so you can open it like that. So it's entirely up to you. There's actually 4 different cards really. Alright, well thank you for watching. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know about ones I'm doing in the future. Thank you. Bye.